Alright, so we're back for more of these FGL Lostbelt 4, continuing on for more journey. Boy, let's just see how this is going on the journey. It's just quiet feel. Let's see. Oh, it's a rider. Alright, well, nope. Go back. Nope. This one. Here we go. Oh, that's no good. Oh, weather's changing. Wow, Kanyskaya. Dressing up like an Indian part.
This is ridiculous! Even I can tell something's off about me! Thinking back on it, I haven't been my usual spiteful self ever since Kinshi Huang captured me. If I just planted a bomb or three when I snuck onto the shadow border and blown everyone to Kingdom Come, I could have spent the rest of my time on a leisurely tour of the Lostbelt. I swear, what was I thinking? No, I shouldn't dwell on it. No capable woman would let what she did or didn't do in the past stop her in the present. I'm just going to focus on business here. Once I get in my groove, I'll get my old spike back in no time flat. I'll just check in on the Tree of Emptiness growth now and then, and devote most of my time to seeing what sorts of wonderful creatures I can find in this boring old world. Still, Callie, huh? This works out nicely for me. They're just the sort of thing that makes abandoning a Lostbelt worthwhile. China's regime was so ridiculously strict and thorough about getting rid of anything it didn't like that there was nothing left for me to have fun with. But here, I can get back to my roots and really mess with everything humans love. Chaldea just adores that sort of thing. This world is very hospitable to human life, but also extremely strict about virtue and goodness. If a human strays from the path even once, their god's law won't even let them reincarnate anymore. That's what I love about boring, single-minded gods. They're as cruel, as merciless as they come. Still, I don't much care for this world's god or that shitty monk and his creepy-ass grin. So I think I can spare some time to mess with them while I take care of business. Maybe I'll take one of those blissfully ignorant humans and wrench the smile from their face just a tiny bit. Why, I bet that's exactly what some people actually want. And walking the line between supply and demand is an important service in its own right.
So you're always on the lookout for to see that person, huh?
Yes, I am. If you happen to see her anywhere, please let me know right away.
You don't know what she looks like.
Not a problem?
Not a problem, sorry.
If you ever see the greatest woman in the world, what's so beautiful and graceful with inner strength that could move mountains, and think she would be perfect as my wife, you know you found Sita. I see? I still like the whole hot shot king thing you got going on, but knowing you already got a companionship makes it a lot harder to fantasize about you. I'm sure some people wouldn't let it hold them back, but somehow, I'm not really into that. Oh well, guess I'll just have to keep my fantasies to a minimum and enjoy gazing on some hot Rama flesh in real life. I am not sure what you're talking about. Some kind of protective spell? In that case, I would gladly accept it.
On a different subject, you guys are outside right now, right? What's it look like?
Something has seemed off to me since this morning. No, not just off. It's outright strange.
Pretty sure there was a lot more water around here.
That's true. The change in the environment is even more drastic than I was expecting. The ground is dry and barren. The wind is much stronger and foul smelling. The plants are all dead or dying. Everything is so different from yesterday. Maybe this area drains really easily, so all the sunlight it got yesterday dried it up. I didn't think it was that bright out, but who can say it was a strange land like this? And then there's the weather. It's not sunny or cloudy or rainy. If anything, it's kind of sandy.
Whatever the cause, this area is clearly much more arid than it was yesterday. The ground is so dry it's begun to crack, exposing minerals and ore underground.
That much environmental change in a single day, huh? There's gotta be something particular to this Lostbelt that's responsible for this. We'll just have to ask Aksha or someone when we get the chance. Still, looking around here.
Hang on a second, I got a text message. Okay.
Still, looking around here. Does it make anyone else uncomfortable? Or is it just me? It's like I can't sense much in the way of life now. Compared to yesterday, it feels like everything's cold and inhospitable, if not outright hostile.
I agree. The air is even drier today. It feels as though there is something else in this world now. Something besides the mysterious presence that has been holding us back since we first came here. It may not be likely to harm us outright, but it could still interfere with our ability to fight. I recommend you keep that in mind, Master.
What do you mean?
I mean that there is a difference between fighting in a blessed paradise and fighting in a cursed place of death. Though of course, a true warrior remains strong regardless of the environment.
I see. Thanks, I'll be careful.
It seems we now have a good chance to put that to the test.
It's a pack of wild beasts. We can't have them following us to the town. Let's take care of them now. It may be colder and dry today, but that also means we won't have to worry about our footing, since there isn't any more mud. Mash, always look on the bright side, Curly. Heading out.
一気火星に畳みかける。
了解。はっ、了解。切り裂きます。お願い。あっと。
うわっ。
受諾了解。
食らってやろうぜ。
はっ。お願い。あっと。やりま。
食らってやろうぜ。よし来た。
参ります。
Right.
つまんない連中だな。他にやることないの？
フェーズ2。墓守の秘宝。お見せし。
おっと、そういうご命令か。
墓守の秘宝。お見せします。あっと。封印を解放します。
おうさ。
疑似人格停止。第2段階限定解除開始。
抜病。やった。やりました。
大勝利だな。
I forgot what was that one. What section is this? 4. I think it's just a Kali mobster. Yeah, it's Kali mobster. So, same thing again.
I guess I am a little heavier today than I was yesterday. Though it might just be that I ate too much breakfast. Something wrong?
No. I was just thinking how strange it is to be fighting alongside you. Or rather, Ganesha.
You mean in a bad way?
Not at all. I feel oddly elevated. I'm very proud. No, happy for you.
Gotcha.
Though it's also oddly painful that I don't know why I feel that way. Part of me is compelled to talk to you, and part of me is compelled to stay away. I'm certain I know you somehow, but for some reason, I can't remember anything specific. Is something wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. I was just thinking the same thing. I know, Ganesha. There are rules and etiquette about that sort of thing. Even if it was all a big mistake, I'm still a divine vessel now. I'm not gonna try to weasel out of this. Besides, that would just make things harder for Kana. Yeah, I kinda... Okay, really wish I could tell him the truth, but I won't. Besides, I feel pretty lucky just getting to fight on the same team as him. Oh, by the way, since I was technically sent here to save the whale, let me just make sure I've got this straight. You said we basically got 3 enemies to deal with in this Lostbelt, right? One of them's the Tree of Emptiness. If we cut this down, the whole Lostbelt goes away. Another's the King, sort of the being at the center of this Lostbelt. They keep the Tree of Emptiness safe. Probably. And last is the Cryptor, a master who wants the Lostbelt to grow bigger instead of go away.
There's also the foreign god's disciples, but otherwise, yeah.
So the most important things, the Tree of Emptiness then. That's it way off in the distance there, right? Basically, we just gotta cut it down and we're done, right? So why aren't we heading there now? Every Lostbelt king we've faced so far has been incredibly powerful. And if we get close to the Tree of Emptiness, I'm sure we'll run into the one here too. We may be able to see the tree from here, but it's far too dangerous to approach it now. We need to at least gather more information first. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. What do you make of that giant floating cube over there? A local we talked to called it God Sky Boulder. Oh, that? I was wondering what the deal was too, but I got absolutely nothing. I don't have a better word for it than mysterious. It just feels like something impossibly out of my reach. Kinda like I'm lacking an analysis skill on my skill tree.
It's not just that boulder. We still know next to nothing about this entire world.
Yeah, it's definitely not her fault. But I don't feel great about having Asha be our sole source of information either. We still need to talk to all sorts of people to find out anything we can on the King, the Tree of Emptiness, and God Sky Boulder. That's another reason why it's worth taking the time to defend that town. Make sense, Goody?
Why are you looking at me? I didn't say a word. But if you're gonna do this, then make sure you do it well. There will be no secret hero nonsense on my watch. I want you to put these people so far in your debt, they'll be begging you to let them help.
Oh, it's not like you to be so forthcoming, Gordy. It's a good look for... Huh? These readings? Hey, you guys should be in viewing distance of the town by now, right? Can you see anything? We can. Something's not right here, Master.
I can see smoke coming from that direction. The attack must have already begun. Come on, let's hurry.
Oh no! This is terrible.
No way. This place was so nice just a few days ago. How did this happen?
The first wave must have already gotten here. I thought we had gotten here as soon as we could. But it seems I was careless yet again.
Ah!
You guys came back, huh?
I'm glad you two are both okay.
Yeah, we are. Although...
Damn Yulu, to this Kali Yuga. We're not done by a long shot.
Yeah, there's gonna be even more counting today. Summoning you jump out of your skin in surprise. And today, they could show up anytime.
I remember you said there was more Kali during Kali Yuga, but this is far more than I expected.
They're clearly going to keep destroying more of the town. How are you going to survive their attack?
I know. Our house was destroyed too. But we gotta do something. Maybe we'll ask someone to let us stay in the house, or hide in the rubble, or just run away. We'll just have to keep praying and do the best we can.
Whew. You again? What are you doing here?
Mayor, we saw that your town has already suffered significant damage. Couldn't you and the other townspeople work together and let us help you fight off the Kali?
Don't be ridiculous! How many times do I have to tell you? This is all our God's will. It's a trial he sets before us. There's no need for us to fight. As long as we pray with sincerity, the secret beast will save us. Having blasphemers with no intention of praying like you a lot around will leave a stain on this entire town. You can't be here. You shouldn't be here. And we don't want you here. Now go away and leave us alone.
Which god are you talking about?
What do you mean, which god? God is God. There's only been one God ever since he made this world during the first Yuga long ago.
There it is again. He believes what he says with absolute conviction. At first, I thought this town just happened to practice monotheism. But does this mean there really is only a single God in this world? Could they be this Lostbelts?
Oh, the back! I'll just have to forget about the heretics for now. Oh God, I pray to you now with the greatest sincerity. I've fulfilled my duties as this town's mayor. Please, lend me your protection.
Oh, Auntie! Asha! Ajay! I finally managed to convince my husband to let you in. Come on, you can pray in our house this time.
Thanks. Come on, Asha.
Wait, I have to carry Vihan.
Please be careful, Asha. Yes, make sure you're well hidden. I'm sorry your house was destroyed, but I can at least help you rebuild it when this is over. In fact, I can even have the animals in the nearby woods come and help with but a single call to action.
Thanks, but that's okay. This Yuga's almost about to cycle over. You guys ought to be careful too. Things are worse here than I thought.
This looks like one of those post-nuclear apocalypse RPGs or something. It's even worse because I know what it was supposed to look like.
Unfortunately, if we don't fight back now, the destruction will only get worse. Look, they're here.
So those are the Kali. Yep, they definitely look like Indian demons. Now that I have any idea what Indian demons look like.
Are you sure you're an Indian god?
There are even more of them now than there were yesterday. I'm counting on you, Child Parvati. Well, don't do that. Fending off wild beasts is one thing, but I have zero confidence when it comes to fighting actual demons. When you get right down to it, I'm just a shut-in who's never had a job in her life. There's no way I can live up to expectations like that.
It may have been brief, but I did fight you myself. I have a fair idea of what you are capable of. Your power is perfectly adequate. You should be more than capable of fighting alongside us. Rama and I will both be trusting you to watch our backs.
Well, technically, I guess I am Ganesha now. And I know old Elephant Head's gonna be upset with me if I don't show off his godly side at least a little bit. So, okay, fine. I obviously don't have a choice, so I'll do it already. If any baddies think they can get past this wall of divinely protective flab, they're welcome to try. I'm glad you're willing to help. Both the Orthodox hardware and software are working fine. For this fight, I'll be prioritizing long-term stability over explosive output. We're up against a lot of enemies, Master, but let's do our best to push them back.
一気火星に滅ぼしてくれよ。やるぞ、マスター。
Okay.
切り
食らって
受諾い
やろうぜ
たしました。お願い、アクトせい参ります。受諾いはっ
食らってやろうぜ
はっせい
Okay. Alright then.
ではそうしよう。ではそうしよ
墓守の秘宝お見せし
おっとそういうご命令か
墓守の秘宝お見せします。暗くてやりますはっ
疑似人格停止第2段階限定解除開始
抜病ロンゴミニアド飛び方機能調整神明受諾はっ風よ集え家臣レースを起動からくり原砲ゴンギュー適正反応の沈黙を確認戦闘終了
Fix this mic. Okay. Alright, back to beat you. Alright, guys, I'm gonna bring Urchin
Gah, there's so many of them. This is exhausting. Can I take a break now? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's that? Why do I have all these excess energy stores?
Read fat.
If I'm not gonna use them. Okay, I'll hang in there a little longer.
Now, those creatures have shown up too. Things about to get even busier for us.
So the sacred beasts are now here as well. We'll just have to try and get them to focus on Akali as much as possible. If any of them come after us, we'll have no choice but to take them out. Right, the Orthodox output is holding steady. Even after prolonged operation, I can keep going, no problem. Alright, here comes the next wave of enemies, Master.
戦闘か。なるべく避けたいところだけど仕方ないな。
はいいいですね。取ったストライクエア
Okay. What? Alright, whatever. I can't.
ああ、
受諾はっ
I don't have a debuff cleanse or any healing.
ぜい
つまんない連中だな。じゃあこういうのどうだ。
逃がしはしない前例を見せるこの道に勝利をこれは人類お任せよこの明かりは星の希望地を照らす命の証決着をつけるぞエクスカリバー
つまんない連中だな。他にやることないの？
神明解放了解風よ集え家臣レースを起動からくり原法ドンギューぜい
これでも勝ちは勝ちだよな。うん。
Okay. Let's go.
That's the last of... No, they're still coming. No, wait, tell me. This was gonna be a hard mode where you can't even grind out any EXP.
At least they're coming in waves, so we've been able to keep them at bay. But it does feel like we've been fighting them forever. Given how the townspeople aren't any less fearful now, I'm afraid I'm forced to come to an unfortunate conclusion. I suspect the Kali attack is going to continue for the entire rest of the day.
Just what I didn't want to hear.
I do apologize. Much as I have a reputation for beating around the bush, nothing could be further from the truth. When certain truths need to be spoken, I have no compunctions about doing so right away, regardless of how unpleasant it may be to hear.
No matter. Our task is to continue to fight until our enemies are vanquished. If that means we must fight on until dusk or dawn, then so be it. Though that's not to say you should keep fighting with us, Master. Please, take care of us. Please take some rest whenever you must. It would be bad for all of us if you were to collapse from exhaustion. Don't worry, I'm making sure to pace myself.
Excellent posturing, Master. Very inspirational. That said, this battle has become a true war of attrition. As long as things continue like this, I think we'll be able to prevent any further casualties.
Oh, but just so you know, Rama, that is exactly the sort of thing you absolutely do not say unless you want things to suddenly get much, much worse. There, I knew it. Ganesha can feel something coming.
Is that? Could it be? The new agent of God I've been hearing rumors about.
That's...
It's not the other Nessa. It's a new servant we haven't seen before. Be careful, guys.
The hell? I knew I sensed an unfamiliar divine aura around here, but I sure as hell wasn't expecting this.
What is this bullshit? This is pissing me the hell off. What do you think you're doing here, Kaina? Hello, Ashvat-Thaham. Hello, Ashvat-Thaman. You know each other? That's right. His name is Ashvat-Thaham. How do you say this? His name is Ashvat-Thaman. Ashvat-Thaman, I would say. Yeah. I fought for the Kauravas alongside this brave warrior during the Kshetra War. Kshetra War? He is the son of Drona, my mentor, under whom we both train. He is both my friend and right now, I'm your enemy, Kaina.
What do you mean? Didn't you just say he was your friend, Kaina?
I spoke the truth. But now, he and I are both servants bound to obey our master's orders. If our masters are at odds with one another, then of course, that makes us enemies.
Yeah, exactly! It's so damn obvious it's maddening. I couldn't agree more, damn it!
Grr, is he always this angry? He looks like he's gonna be as tough to communicate with as Kaina, though for real different reasons. Bros and punks are the hardest kinds of people for shut-ins to deal with.
That's just how he is. Though I do think he used to be a little more, composed. By the way, Ashvat-Thaman. Who is your master now?
Ha! Just hearing you ask that pisses me off. You'll figure that out soon enough.
We already ran into a master candidate here. Maybe he's Peperoncino's servant too?
I'm not so sure. Strictly speaking, we still have no evidence that the other Neza we met is Peperoncino's servant either.
Never mind who his master is for now. We've got more than enough to digest by having a new servant to deal with. Well, since he's showing up now, there's not much question as to why he's here.
That also pisses me off. Course it's obvious. I can't let you lot run around doing whatever the hell you want.
Now we got to fight another servant too? Oi, Kana, don't you dare go easy on him just because you know him.
Do you really think I would?
Sorry about that. I think Gordy just forgot who he was talking to. I'm getting bored just sitting around doing nothing, so I think I'll speak up too. I know Kana already told you who Ashvat-Thaman is, but his perspective is colored by having known him in life. Since I only know of him from the Mahabharata, let me give you one more piece of objective information about how Ashvat-Thaman is depicted there. In the Mahabharata, he's said to be just as strong as Karna, if not stronger. So,
be careful.
What? You mean this guy's got actually Arcanist level?
I won't deny that. I was never the strongest warrior, even back when I was studying under Drona.
Then we should not even consider going easy on him. We'll need to keep our guard up at all times.
Exactly. Be extra careful when facing him, guys.
Got it.
This is clearly no time to be worried about conserving energy. Switching Ortonact over to anti-servant combat mode. Armored Shielder Masculine, preparing to engage in full-powered combat. Awaiting your orders, Master.
Oh, I'm mad as hell. Now that I'm a servant, anger's the only thing I feel. My whole spirit urging is built on it. So even though I haven't fought you since we last crossed swords while training under my old man, Karna, I feel no nostalgia, no joy. The only thing I have, the only thing I feel, the only thing I am now is rage!
Okay, who is my... Ashvath the man. Ashvath the man. Jeez, Ashvath the man. That's how you say this. Alright. Let's see, I need a single target Lancer. I don't have that much. A great one. I guess I'll bring that Proto Crew because of that anti-beast. Bond level. I probably have to change that one too. Maybe another crew. Or Jaguar Warrior? Yeah, maybe Jaguar Warrior.
一気火星に畳みかける。
行くぜ。
はっ、了解。とからくり忍術。
Pain. Hey!
任せな。へえ。
とフェーズ2。飛び方は機能調整。
ああ、よーし。無駄だ。計略だ。罠だ。簡単すぎるんだよ。
Okay. Alright.
じゃあこういうのどうだ。つまんない連中だな。他にやることも。じゃあこういうのどうだ。
フェーズ2。
任せな。
新名解放スタンバイ。
そうだよ。
風を集え。家臣レースを起動。からくり原砲ロンギュー。
Oh no, shit.
任せな。
よし。
そんじゃ
了解
任せな。いがてえぐれゲイボルキくしゃ
ぜい
What?
つれま行くぜ。オーケー。
ぜい
ぶっ殺す。つれましゃ
もはや分かり合えぬうむ
任せな。へえ。
Anyway. Alright. You wanna do that shit?
良妻ですもの絶滅節やバリバリ呪うぞもはや通じ合えぬもはや分かり合えぬ了解にだっせー死ねにゃバカめ上から攻める
Okay.
燃えろ。
Oh my god.
イラつくんだよ。つれまおうさ。いがてえぐれゲイボルキくしゃー
こんなの朝ごはん前です
I should have picked crew prototype to finish off, but whatever, it's fine.
Now I see. I can indeed tell for myself that you and Kana study under the same master.
Yeah, freaking infuriates me to admit it.
But you're not bad yourself, brat.
In fact, you kind of remind me of someone, Parashurama. Parashurama. Or maybe Krishna.
I can see why you think that. Those two are avatars of Vishnu, just as I am. I am Rama, king of Kosala.
Huh, that's so. Well, let me give you a little tip. In this Lostbelt, I wouldn't go around bragging about being the avatar of a god. You might not like what happens.
What do you mean by... Hold it! Something else is headed your way. It's not reading like a cowley or a sacred beast. Wait, these are servants, and not just one. There are several.
Looks like you're out of time, Ashvathan man.
Recommendation: cease this game. It is meaningless.
I concur. There's no point to your game, or in us being here. I swear, I don't even know why we came along at all.
Okay, so we got a card, Alter Neza, and then some kind of a weird
priest thing. Why did I drop something? Hold on, did I drop something in here? Okay, well, never mind then. Hey. See the castle. Okay, there's nothing here. That's just some hairy part.
Foo! Master, get back! There are two servants I'd never seen before, and I guess that other Neza was on the enemy side after all. We already know how strong she is. Be very careful not to let your guard down, Master.
Whoa there, slow down, girlie. We're not here to fight. You guys piss me off. First you make me come all this way to see what's up. Then you just show up anyway. So there are Ashvathaman's allies. But why would so many servants band together like this?
Anger unnecessary. We need only obey him.
We haven't sensed Indian gods here in a long time. I don't blame him for being interested, even if it's pointless.
Why are they looking at me like that? I haven't done anything wrong aside from eating like a elephant.
So fast. Are you seeing this? Or rather, not seeing it?
Yeah, the Kali and Sacred Beast are all gone.
Yep. I think we might just accomplish our initial goal of keeping this town safe. So that's cause for a celebration. Though maybe not too much, since we've now got new, much more difficult obstacles instead. If you aren't here to fight, then why are you here?
Didn't we mention it? We're accompanying him. He told us to come along, so we did. That's all there is to it.
This him you speak of, is he your master?
Something like that. Or close enough anyway. Either way, it's only natural we obey him. After all, he's the only god here. The one final god. Look, here he comes.
This reading. Actually, I'm sure you can all see this as well. Look up in the sky. Yeah, I think you Indian heroes might just recognize that. We know what it is too. Though the only time we saw someone riding it, it was a decidedly non-Indian king of heroes. It's both a flying chariot and a ship. A floating palace that serves as transport for the gods that's said to even be capable of ascending into space.
What? Vimana?
Who's that riding it? Is that?
God Yuna. He looks different, but I still recognize his face. I would never mistake him for anyone else. So, I can say with certainty, that is Arjuna.
Arjuna? Really? Not the one recorded in Chaldea, of course. He must have an altogether different spirit origin here.
No. Once, I may have been known as Arjuna, but now, I am a god.
What's going on? It feels like my hair is standing on end.
Yeah, I feel it too. I don't know what's up with that, but I'm getting chills. But I do know that no good guy would ever go around introducing himself after God. With the obvious exception of Ganesha, says he's the real deal.
So, beings with divine power have come from the outside, an avatar of Vishnu, a child of Parvati, and Krishna, son of Surya. So that is all of you. Don't forget about us, normal humans.
That's right. The master of Chaldea and his servant are here as well.
Foo!
Ha! He usually wouldn't even look at you if you're not gods. But you guys are idiots. So idiotic it's infuriating. Thanks to that, now he's noticed you too. Which means you guys are done for. Well, now that you come all this way to see them for yourself, what do you think? Nothing. Huh? This ended up being no more than a fleeting diversion. I thought I might feel something, but there was nothing. To me, I am as I am now. All these falling elements I see below me are equally defective, immature, and worthless. They do not belong in a perfect world. In that sense, they are evil. God has witnessed defective beings. God has witnessed evil. They have no place in the next Yuga. Well, there he goes. I guess he's not going to give us any orders then.
Conclusion: impossible, futile, meaningless. Nothing and no one can break his concentration. We'll just have to wait.
Man, this really was a waste of time. I knew I should have just ignored all this and kept going with my research. Yeah, I know that means I'll be gone in the next Yuga. I just wanted to vent. What's going on? Crap! Arjuna's gathering an unbelievable amount of energy around him. Indeed, the sheer energy for this noble phantasm, if it can be even called that, is like nothing I have ever seen. In fact, several of our sensors have been overloaded while trying to measure it.
What? That can't possibly be good. Hurry up and do something.
Hear me, Arjuna. You think I'm defective, immature, worthless? Look at me. Look me in the eye. Take up your arms and pay attention, Arjuna. Otherwise, this spear will be put to a cowardly use, and I don't want that. Even after all that, you will still ignore me, Arjuna!
Kana, I understand you two have a lot of history, and I'm sure there are rules you are bound to as warriors of Kuru. But none of those is true for me. As far as I'm concerned, he's already started this fight. And as I'm sure you know, when I decide to do something, I do it, whether my enemies are paying attention to me or not. Master, I'm going to use everything I've got to stop him, requesting permission to release my noble phantasm.
Permission granted. Now let him have it.
Brahmastra! Rama, I think your MP might be bugging out, cause it looked like it didn't work on him at all. What? That can't be true. That can't be. That blade even destroyed a great Rakshasa, Ravana. How could it happen?
I understand your shock and confusion, but since we must rely on accurate information, let me be clear. Your noble phantasm did not so much as scratch him. Furthermore, he did not take any sort of defensive action against it. It simply failed to do anything to him.
That lines up with what I saw too, though I still can't believe it.
At first, I thought it might be an effect of an enormous amount of power he's concentrating near him, but that doesn't appear to be the case either, which would mean he possesses some sort of anti-interference ability that not even Rama's noble phantasm can penetrate. But how is that possible?
Be that as it may, we kings are notoriously stubborn. I could never hope to find Sita if I were to give up now. I'm going to try again, and I won't hesitate to use anything or anyone. Help me, son of Zoya!
Please help him, Karna. If that is your order, Master,
Hurry up! Whatever's going on there, the best is still building. Now get a move on before it's too late.
Alright, this time I want you both to... Oh boy, can you really not see what's going on here? Forget it! It won't work! Don't take this the wrong way, but neither Rami's nor Akani's noble fantasism will have a chance against him! Trust me, he outclasses you guys in every way. After all, he's every Indian god rolled into one single super being! Cool on. It's you.
Oh!
Peperoncino? Well, here we are, together again, and much sooner than I expected. I was going to just sit back and watch, but I just had to say something after seeing how utterly dense you are. We can talk more later, though. Right now, you need to skedaddle. Chop chop!
What? You're our enemy too. Why should we listen to anything you have to?
Well, what if I told you that I was only up in those mountains because I was running from Neza? And that Neza only stopped fighting you guys because tracking me down was a higher priority? What I mean is that they are my enemies as much as yours. I see. So, if that Arjuna is the master of all those servants, including Neza, then our young Scandinavia, Peperoncino, can be the master of none. There appears to be no evidence to the contrary either. I really don't have time to lay it all out for you right now. I guess I'll have to try the direct approach. Yes, I am a crypter, and I know we're on opposing sides. But I promise you, I'm not lying. If you don't get out of here right now, it will be the end of everything. But what about the townspeople? It's okay. You don't have to worry about them. The ones who are fine are well and truly fine, and the ones who aren't, well, you can't help them now anyway. The one thing I can say for sure is that there's a very good reason why you all need to get out of here as fast as you possibly can. If that's still not enough to convince you, then I'll have to resort to cliches instead of logic. The truth is, right now, that's the only weapon I've got. Ready? Here goes. I hope you'll trust me on this. Peperoncino.
What do we do?
I don't think he's lying. Saying, Peperoncino is a good person. I can't imagine he would ever try to deceive anyone. A good person, huh? From my perspective, you seem to be... What? A show-off? No, if nothing else, I agree that you aren't lying. I have no objections to Master's decision.
What? You believe him?
Field decisions trump everything, Mr. Gordov. Get used to it. Alright then, hurry up and make your way out of... Oh, well hello, Ashpatha man. Long time no see. I guess so. Pisses me the hell off to see you here, ex-master. Huh? My contract with you's been completely overwritten. Any connection we had is long gone. Aw, well that's too bad. I don't suppose you'd let me go to celebrate as no longer being master and servant, would you? Hell no. I can't just let you guys walk out of here. Now that the big boss has decided he wants you gone, It's my job as one of his Lokapala to see it done. Well, that puts me in a pretty pickle. Would you say all the others feel the same way? How should I know? But I guess they wouldn't do anything unless they were directly ordered to. Pisses me off. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, but don't get me wrong. It's not because I don't care about my job. I'm just confident that you're more than capable of handling this alone, as but the man. Confidence is hugely important, you know. It's just like hunting. It's a bad idea to work too hard when you're confident in your precision. If you go around hunting mountain animals when you don't need to, the mountain will end up dead. Is your precision the only reason you're standing in our way? Asked for the man. Nah, there's more to it than just that. I know if I stop you guys from getting away now, it'll get us one step closer to his perfect will. And you know what? I want to see his perfect will. I admit it. Which means I got no choice but to stop you. So I'm gonna beat all your asses down. And then I'm gonna kick back and watch as you all get sucked into a dissolution.
The dissolution? What do you mean? Huh. So the time for words is over, huh? Then I guess I better get ready to respond in kind. If nothing else, I can understand him a lot better than the being way up there. Let's take him down and secure a way out of here, Master.
So you still refuse to look my way, Arjuna? No. Right now, I have another role to fulfill. Awaiting your orders, Master. Let's make our way through.
これは私も手伝わないわけにはいかないみたいね。捕らえられるかしら?
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
赤いトゲは茨のごとくな。
行くぜ。
ではこうしよう。呪いのシュアリを行くぜ。任せな。
酔いしれなさい。
その心臓をもらい受ける。ゲイシバルクシャー。
Are you kidding me?
よいしょっと。ぶっ殺す。シャー。シャー。
Oh, thank you.
行くぜ。そんじゃへえおうさ。うがてえぐれゲイボルクくしゃーくらいな。
Well, there goes my evasion.
行くぜ。
任せな。へえ。
Yes. あ？何？今の全力
Stand still, damn it!
Pepe's using Magecraft to help us. He's not doing any damage, but he's moving so fast that the enemy can't focus on us. Now's our chance. Can't say I've seen a spell to speed you up quite like that. It looks like it just lets you move around really quickly. Plain and simple.
Want to know how it works? Well, like its name suggests, I use the power of love to bend space around me.
Oh boy, he's obviously lying, but we'll just have to leave it at that for the moment. The important thing is, the enemy's vulnerable now. There's no life forms nearby, and you're a good distance away from the town now, so don't worry about holding back.
Wasabi Shakti?
It's a direct hit. That should do... What?
What was that, kinda? It's gonna take a hell of a lot more than that to kill me.
The attack did hurt him. That much is certain. But he's recovering from damage at an alarming rate.
I see you've changed since I last saw you, Ashvatha man.
Ha! What do you expect? You're the one who died first. Losing to Arjuna, of all people.
I did. I won't deny it. Hey now, slow your roll there, people. You don't have to finish him off just yet, okay? The important thing is, he's hurt enough for us to get past him now. So come on, hurry! He's right, let's go.
Damn it! Get back here!
Just so you guys know, since I Ganesha and Ao, I can actually run faster than you think. Way faster than any ordinary human. I don't even get tired that easily. But I do feel tired and for a neat like me. That is the worst thing of all. There's no one else in the whole world who hates running as much as we do.
Complaining about it won't make it any easier. Just be quiet and keep running.
I only said that because I was hoping you'd take the hint and carry me.
I can't. I would be crushed under your weight. Perhaps that is owed to the weight of Ganesha's divine power.
Hey, I'm not that heavy.
By the way, why are you running away with us? I thought you were our enemy.
I have my reasons. Arjuna didn't see me as an enemy before now, so I was fine as long as I was just laying low. But since Nessa found me in the mountains, and especially now that I've helped all of you, I'm pretty sure he's decided I don't have a place in this world. Basically, now that I'm qualified to be collateral damage.
Pepe, I'm still not sure what that meant.
Sorry, Mashi, but you really need to focus on moving those legs, not your mouth. We need to hurry, honey! If we don't get away in time, it's curtains for all of us. So how far away do we need to run? You're kidding me! You really don't even know that? Alright, fine. I'll just have to explain as we run. Arjuna is about to destroy and remake everything in this Lostbelt. Dissolution and rebirth, destruction and reconstruction, cataclysm and genesis. As the last god of this world, all of that is within his capability. Huh? The reason he's taking so long to charge up is because he needs time to gather the ridiculous amount of energy he needs to pull all that off. And if any of us get caught in the destruction and rebirth of this world, we'll end up disappearing completely. 100% absolutely guaranteed. No recourse, no way out, nothing. That's quite difficult to believe. But if that enormous mass of energy were to keep growing at an accelerated rate, I suppose it's not impossible. But then, if that's true, what happens to the world after it's been recreated? What about the life forms? I'll fill you in on that later. Right now, I'm just answering Sophrost's question of how far we need to run. So now that you know, I'm sure you can figure out what you have to do to avoid a massive noble phantasm capable of destroying the entire world, right? You're the only ones with an evasive measure that can get around that. I'm counting on it to save my skin too. The border zero sail. Exactly! I'm glad you worked it out.
Naturally, I figured that might be the case, so I've got the engine all warmed up and ready to go. Let's figure out where to render this and we'll head there right now and come pick you guys up.
I'll admit, it's still risky. I'm not sure what will happen if Arjuna becomes aware of the border too. But right now, it's the only hope we have.
Hold it. Just a damn minute. You want us to let a crypto onto the border? And let him experience a zero sale on top of that? Preposterous. Absolutely out of the question. I know we had a crypto on board before, but that was strictly as a prisoner. Not to mention there were extenuating circumstances.
Naturally, neither Da Vinci nor I have discounted the risk in this course of action. But right now, the most important thing by far is ensuring Sopra's safety. All other considerations are secondary at best. Besides, just look at him. Once he makes up his mind to trust someone, there's nothing any of us can say to persuade him otherwise. Especially since he's the one out there doing all the heavy lifting.
I thought we'd been over this already. At this point, I'm just a single powerless mage. I don't even have a servant anymore. I'd say that more than qualifies me as a prisoner, personally.
A prisoner, huh? I do still regret how Cataclysm Lupus ended up getting away. If I look at this as another chance to gain some valuable information about the cryptors, maybe the reward is worth the risk. Alright, I'll make a special exception just this once, but he's to be kept under tight security at all times.
Thank you, Director Gordoff. I've got the border's rendezvous point coordinates. Let's get there as fast as we can, Master.
Come on, guys, let's run for it.
Woo-hoo!
Sheesh, I finally got a chance to survive. All that's left now is one simple question. Will we make it in time?
Are you okay, Master? We're almost there. Just hang in there a little long. On second thought, now that we've come this far, I doubt anything else will try to attack us. I'll carry you the rest of the way. You too, foe.
Foe! Are we at the rendezvous point yet?
Damn. Even with all this distance between us, the pressure from Arjuna is only growing stronger. I've never felt the air turn so stifling before. Not even when Ravana nicked my throat with his sword, or Kumbhakarna. The giant's foot was hovering above my head. This isn't normal. I'm not usually afraid of anything except losing Sita. But for some time now, I have been getting chills all the way down to my spirit urgent. Calculating expected arrival time based on our current speed and distance. Setting estimated limits based on current observation results. Putting those together, we get...
Well, what is it, man? Why didn't you say anything? Oi!
The only parameter we can adjust now is our speed. We'll just have to hurry as best as we can. If you happen to install a secret acceleration system while you were working on a border, Captain, this is the moment to review it. I didn't have time for that. All I did was to make sure all the existing systems were working. We should just be able to render this in time if we use all our resources and go at top speed. The real problem is, I'll make sure as much headway on my end as I can. Please hurry, Da Vinci.
It's done. Extracting unifying divine power from all divinities. Condensing process complete. Using the 10 to control execution. Deployment preparation. Begin. Zawado. No, wait, no. Oh shit. What was that?
This is. This is it. We're done for. It's over now. I can tell too. It couldn't have been more clear. Whatever that was, it's something we absolutely have to evade. Please hurry up, Da Vinci. Sorry for the wait. Come on in, guys. The hatch is wide open. Everyone on board? Okay, shut in the hatch. Now.
So, we made it?
Well, that wasn't so bad. You really had me going there, Holmes. Couldn't resist having a bit of fun with us in lieu of Watson's absence and all.
We're not out of the woods yet. The real problem is readying the zero sail.
What?
It doesn't just happen automatically at the push of a button. I did everything I could to prepare in advance. But even if we skip some of the checklist, go with the bare minimum, and turn a blind eye to everything else, it won't work. Even if we perform the operation as fast as possible, it's still not enough. It's a difference of only 5 seconds, maybe even less, between the time we need and the time when Arjuna releases the Noble Phantasm. But those are 5 seconds we just don't have.
No! Hold it. Hold on just a damn minute. Which one of you just went outside in the spirit form?
Kinda? It was. That wave earlier. Now I see. I don't understand it, but I can sense it. It's true. This world is going to be destroyed, then remade. If we are caught in that, we will disappear. Kinda? We can't let you be erased, Master. So I'm going to do what I must to ensure you survive.
Kinda. You don't mean...
5 seconds. Leave it to me. By setting everything I have ablaze and becoming the very radiance of the sun, even as Arjuna will not be able to consume it all at once. For at least these 5 seconds, I will make sure he knows who I am.
But if you do that, you... Come on, Connor. You can't do this. Be reasonable.
I can't ask you to sacrifice yourself for my sake. There is no other way. Get ready to set sail.
Holmes! I'm working on it. It will just be a bit longer.
That's it. Any servant will do the same. This is what I want. You need not worry about me. Kinda! Don't you dare let his sacrifice be in vain! Now sit down and buckle up!
You didn't even talk to me before you left. You've got a lot of nerve going off on your own like that, Kinda. You are truly a great hero of benefaction, a warrior among warriors. As they say nowadays, you live up to the hype and then some. I'll take care of things from here. You give him hell.
Thank you.
Entering final phase of emergency dive preparations. Initiating countdown.
How much time do we have until the attack hits us?
So little that I'd rather not spend it answering that question.
Wait, you can't. This isn't...
Arjuna, this may go without saying, but there are a few things I want more than to run you through. I could even take advantage of this briefest of opportunities to try and do so now. But, at this moment, I am a servant sworn to protect my master. I am not here to meekly accept this outcome, nor resign myself to my fate. I am here to stand before you with pride, so that you may ignore me with disdain. So today, I will not be taking up my spear. Instead, God has cast his gaze downward. These defects are unnecessary, and therefore evil. Be gone, evil. You have no place in the new Yuga, the new world. I will now wield the sword of the God who ends all things. I will cut off the world from the rift in the world made by the blade. Clear purification will burst forth. Terminus and Genesis will cycle anew. Sword of dissolution, let your blade fall. Mahapralaya! Behold, these are the shining armor and earring given to me by Surya, god of the sun. But know this, once I transform myself into the life's radiance, this gold will no longer be my armor. It will merely be a sign that I am burning bright as the sun, here where you can see it. Kavacha and Kundara! Or Kundara.
Golden armor! He activated his defensive noble phantasm, but even with its protection. Karna!
It's alright. I don't know how I know you, but I know you well. And though I can't explain it, I have every confidence that we will one day meet again. So don't be sad. And please, take care of Master for me.
There! Shadow border! Untethered from reality! Void space dive! Zero sail! Unfurl! Goodbye, Karna.
The relic called Falsehood. We're in the shadow border. Did we make it?
Good grief. Talk about escaping by the skin of one's teeth. We may have paid a heavy price, but at least we managed to protect what we absolutely needed to. Karna. Even wearing nigh indestructible armor imbued with the sun god's power, there's only so much one can do when the very world crumbles away. Truth be told, I'm impressed he lasted as long as he did. That was a feat akin to holding back all the waters of the ocean, or catching a falling star with one's bare hands. There are few heroes in all of history who could have withstood a cataclysm like that, even just for a few seconds. For us, those few seconds were truly the difference between life and death. Karna, hero of benefaction, I salute your strength and devotion. You have my eternal thanks.
First Neza, now Karna. We've barely just gotten here, and we've already lost 2 of our servants.
As cold-hearted as this may sound, we can't move on if we keep our focus on the past. Let's go over what we gained as well. Yes, I know. You're right. Go ahead, Holmes. That way of light we observed just before we dive contained a truly unbelievable amount of magical energy. More than enough to convince me it was capable of destroying this entire Lostbelt. If I hadn't already seen it with my own eyes, no one hero should ever be able to wield power of that scale. But given that he clearly can, there must be a reason for that. We've even heard a few hints towards his nature already. The final god, every Indian divinity rolled into one. So now, I think we'd best hear more about him from someone I believe is uniquely qualified to answer. Let me come right to the point. What is he?
Okay, now seems like as good a time as any for a bit of a chat. Plus, now that you show me what the reverse side of the world looks like, it's only fair that I reciprocate. Reciprocate, no? Okay, I'm probably gonna have to end that stream after that chapter ends. Alright. The rift between worlds, the inside of nothingness, the gap between heaven and earth, the space outside the universe. Here, where a single moment spans an eternity, only he and the few beings he acknowledges are able to exist. Storage records, organization, complete. Commencing reconstruction. Delightful! What a delightful way of molding the world as you see fit. I don't think I'll ever get tired of watching it. It's so unilateral, so transcendent, and above all, so violently correct. Ah, what a blessing it is to witness it so closely.
If you say so. Personally, I think it's just plain boring. He even had the perfect chance to get rid of the Chaldea clowns, and he let them get away. What was he thinking?
Unnecessary. Defects. Deleted. Continuing logic absorption. And conceptual repairs. Oh my. You really should be more careful, You're lucky he seems to not have hurt you this time. If he decides we're defective and unnecessary too, we won't be able to escape the recreation process either. He's a god after all. He gets to make those sort of judgments. Right now, the Chaldeans are little more than pests to be cleaned up along with the rest of the trash. If he did decide that Sopras and his little gang were truly unnecessary, he would send one of his Lokapala to handle them. It is not our place to say anything, let alone to do so impertinently. No, all we need to do is stand back and merely spectate as he recreates this world into his own perfect little sandcastle. It may be wrong to draw plans and create molds when it comes to making sandcastle, but as they say, if this is wrong, I don't want to be right. Why doesn't anyone else try their hand at it? The more we repeat the process, the closer we'll get to making the perfect plans and mold. At the rate we're going now, why, I expect it won't be long at all before we get there. Yes, I suppose the sand we're using may get worn and tattered the more we destroy and rebuild. But that is a small price to pay to bring such a grand project to its completion, don't you think? So, of course, we will keep going.
The foreign god's disciples consist of 3 alter egos. But this monk is one to be especially wary of. Part of it is that he's very much rotten to the core. But it also couldn't be more obvious that, in the end, he's going to cast off the few inhibitions he has, wreck everything in his path, and move on to do it all over again somewhere else. What's with that look? Are you saying I only dislike him because he reminds me of myself? I'm a patient woman, but even I can only take being lumped in with something like that over so long. Why don't you open your mouth and actually say something for once? Or is your job really just observing and nothing else? Well, I guess you didn't need to say anything there. Your actions couldn't have said, I can already see where this is going louder than if you brought a megaphone. Alright, I'll just make do with the modest gains in this Lostbelt and focus on finding out what that monk is up to. After all, I certainly don't want him getting in the way of my own future plans.
Final value allotments. Confirmed. Entering. Executing. Thus, the world is reborn. Its cycle begins anew. Whoa. Okay. Oh, we're in the middle part? XXXXXX. Yuga cycle. Inception. So, 1 second. I forgot what's his name. Like, we met him before in Shimosa. 1 second. Fuck, okay. Limbo. Caster of Limbo. Alright. So, I'm sure you've all at least figured out this much. But that Arjuna is the core of this Indian Lostbelt. He's the reason this world became part of the pruning theoretical phenomenon. Let's see. To tie it to Holmes C's earlier question. Holmes C? This world was pruned away because in it, he gained the power you've just witnessed. What happened exactly? Just so you know, this is almost all speculation on my part, okay? There's no one around who can prove what really happened. Anyway, I don't know exactly when he got all that power, or when this world became estranged from proper human history. All I know is that it was a long time ago, but I can make an educated guess. It was probably during the Mahabharata. Something happened right around when the war in the Picts came to an end. Something that led to Arjuna acquiring every divinity in India. Right, you mentioned that earlier. Then it's really true? It would certainly make a kind of paradoxical sense, given what we've seen thus far. As feat as extraordinary as remaking the entire world simply wouldn't be possible without an equally extraordinary background. But that still doesn't explain how it happened. This is also just speculation, but I think he probably acquired the divinities in phases. In the most plausible explanation I can think of, he probably started by acquiring Vishnu's power. Since his closest friend, Krishna, was one of Vishnu's avatars. What's more, Krishna was said to have one of the strongest connections to Vishnu of all his avatars. Not that I'm saying you're weak, of course, Raimi. I am perfectly able to understand the point you are making. Never mind our placations. Just keep going. Just keep going. You got it, hun. So, if Arjuna somehow got Vishnu's divinity from Krishna, peacefully or otherwise, it stands to reason that it could have laid the groundwork to do the same with the other divinities. Vishnu is one of the most powerful gods in all of Indian mythology, after all. I expect he went around hungrily unifying all the other Indian gods in this Lostbelt one by one after that. Indra, even Shiva and Brahma were no exception. So once he absorbed all their divinities, he became what he is now. And Arjuna, with divine power over death and creation, ruler of this Lostbelt, and capable of destroying and rebuilding everything alike. No, you can't even call him Arjuna anymore. He may have started as Arjuna, but he's something else altogether now. That's why he's no longer has a shred of the heroic Arjuna's personality. You saw that for yourselves, didn't you? Yeah, we did. Yes, he seemed disconnected. Mechanical? I'm not sure how best to describe it, but it did seem very clear that we won't be able to reason with him.
technically, this would not be the first such an entity we've met. If you'll think back to Scandinavia, Kshetra was an amalgamation of 3 divine spirits. But Arjuna would seem to be on another scale altogether, so much so it's hard to believe they're in the same category. At this point, it is all too plausible to accept that he is neither human nor a servant, but an entirely new divine, conceptual being. Truth be told, I'm surprised he's been able to maintain his form.
Alright, so we know what his deal is. Now, what about you? What's your game here, Crypta?
Me? Why? Isn't it obvious?
The only thing that's obvious about you is that your face practically screams, "Don't trust me!"
Well, I never. I'll have you know I was just trying to keep my embarrassment from showing. But alright, if you need me to explain, I can do that. After becoming a cryptor, I summoned Ashvath the Man to be my servant. After I was assigned this Indian Lostbelt, the first thing I did was make contact with its king, Arjuna. Once I learned he was basically a god, I spent my first few months here trying to control him as much as I could. But after that foreign god disciple showed up, Arjuna suddenly started behaving strangely. I guess the disciple must have managed to sway him over to his side.
Can you tell us more about what this disciple is like?
He's a young man who always wears some sort of Japanese outfit. He calls himself a monk, but he's clearly a failed Yuji. On my Yuji, I guess. On my Yuji, I would say, yeah. So on me Yuji. Okay. A monk? He's very handsome, but he's also thoroughly twisted and just rotten to the core. Definitely not my type. If I'd approached him, the odds were better than even that one of us would have ended up dead. And we couldn't have that right? Seeing how we're both technically on the foreign god's side and all. So I always made sure to keep my distance from him. I never even got a chance to find out his true name.
At least we know he isn't Konyanskaya, and it sounds like he's not Father Kotomi, Rasputin either.
Oh? I am fond of Konyanskaya. She may be evil, but she's a pure sort of evil. You know how she can cross between Lostbelts as she pleases, right? So I see her every now and then. But I haven't gotten a read on her. It's like she doesn't respect the foreign god despite being an alter ego. But anyway, Konyanskaya doesn't have anything to do with Arjuna. Basically, thanks to the other alter ego, the male disciple Arjuna started to taking a much heavier hand to his will than he ever had before. After that, it sounds like they needed more pawns for running errands and such. So he went and took my contract with Ashvath the Man, all because he just happened to be close by. And just like that, Ashvath the Man was his and there was nothing I could do. A lot of good being encrypted to me, right? At that point, all I could do was laugh at how absurd it all was.
What? He just took your contract from you?
Thinking back on it now, I shouldn't be surprised, considering just how powerful a god he is. I just didn't really get how powerful until he was using that power on me. Then, to top all of that off, he went and summoned a few more servants all on his own. I don't know if he figured out how by studying Ashvath the Man, or if the disciple told him, but I guess it doesn't matter. The point is, once he had more servants on his side, I knew I had zero chance of taking Ashvath the Man back.
I got the impression that Ashvath the Man used to be your servant based on our earlier conversation. What I really want to know is, what happened after that?
After that, I ran away as fast as my legs could carry me, of course. I didn't want to die for nothing after all. That's really all it comes down with me.
But don't you cryptors have a duty to grow your Lostbelts?
Isn't that how you're supposed to determine which one is truly worthy to rule? Well, sure, but with this India, or rather, with Arjuna there, that's just not going to happen. Honestly, I knew it was pointless almost as soon as I got here. Easy to see this well is a dead end, and nothing I can do about that. So I gave up on my responsibility to grow this world's tree of emptiness. I mean, who cares who the king of the world is if you're not alive to see it? Kshetra's probably already figured out that my lost belts are lost cause. In David's case, I'm not sure. I wish he would show at least a little interest in it. But oh well. Oh, that reminds me. I heard you had run-ins with Kadak, Opelia, and Akuda. Well, if you're not going to make this personal, I won't either. Besides, I can't go around avenging my comrades or talking about Crypto's pride with things as they are right now, can I?
So you're refusing to comment on the cryptos, is that it? And as long as we don't bring up the cryptos ourselves, you won't oppose us as one. Is that what you're saying?
Take it however you like, but just knowing that Sopra spared Kadak and buried Opelia, well, that's more than enough reason for me to want to avoid fighting him if I can. I noticed you didn't mention Akuda Hinako there. What about her? Oh, Akuda's a special case. I mean, she wasn't even human, right? She was never on anyone's side but her own to begin with, so I don't see any reason to avenge her.
You knew Akuda Hinako was a true ancestor?
Akuda did a good job keeping her cards close to her chest, but I've always had a good nose for that sort of thing. I knew the instant I arrived at Chaldea that she wasn't actually human.
What do you mean when you said this world is a dead end?
Oh yes, that's the last thing I need to tell you about. Arjuna uses his power to destroy and recreate the world over and over, cycling it through periods called Yugas. I'll spare you the details for now, but while they're similar in some ways to India's original conception of Yugas, they ultimately diverge pretty wildly. We have a couple of problems. First, he's gradually going through the Yugas faster and faster. Then there's one of the things he does as he completes each cycle. Something he does when he remakes heaven and earth in between Yuga cycles. We have already been informed about something along those lines, namely the judgment Asha told us about. I can infer what that judgment entails thanks to her telling us it involves everyone dying and coming back to life. But of course, now is not the time for speculation. Aw, why not? I'd love to get to see you speculating in person, Holmes. Hard as it may be to believe coming from me. I have no intention of just interrupting someone else's explanation of a thorny riddle when my own half-baked theories. Well, if you already know that much, it would probably be faster to see it for yourself then anyway.
Hi, it's me, Da Vinci, the beautiful genius who's been forced to keep her mouth shut and listen despite being just itching to jump into all this fascinating discussion. Our reality-based observation results have finally stabilized, so we can emerge from our zero sail now. The longer we stay submerged, the more chance we have of something going wrong. So while I hate to cut Peperoncino explanation up, I really think we should head back to reality space now, especially for our own. What do you say, Gordy?
Alright, then go ahead. But I want our security to remain airtight and make the damn sure we resurface inside the Lostbelt. Got it?
Got it. Will it be safe for us to go back outside after we emerge?
Oh sure! The rules about the Yuga cycle are 100% absolute. So I can promise you Arjuna won't try anything now that we've just started a new one. Though when it comes to other dangers, I can't make any guarantees. I mean, I just don't know, you know?
We can't let the mere possibility of danger hold us back. We may not be able to do anything about that cataclysm yet. But we'll just have to assume we'll be able to handle any other threats we run into. Nazar and Karnak may be gone now,
but you still have Mash, myself, and Ganesha, the Divine Spirit.
Yeah, I guess so.
Are you alright?
Sorry for being so down in dumps. I'm okay now. I promise. I know I still have my Ganesha duties to fulfill. And besides, did you hear what Kana said? He asked me to take care of you for him. Can you believe that? A super great hero like Kana asking a loser like me for help. How does that work? Still, I don't think he'd have said that if he hadn't needed my help. So, that must mean he thought I was up to it. That he trusted me as a fellow 7. So I figure I may be a loser, but I can still do my losery best. If Kana's gonna put his trust in me, I might as well see if he saw something I didn't. Just don't expect me to be much help.
Okay, I won't. Glad to have you with us.
I'll come along and help too, of course. Besides, it's easier to explain things when you're seeing them in person. Is that alright with you, Silkfrost and Mash?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Pepe.
Hold it! What do you think you're doing, Peperoncino? Have you forgotten you're our prisoner?
Huh? But the porter won't be leaving this Lostbelt until Silkfrost finishes what he came here to do, right? So how could I possibly get away on my own? Besides, helping all of you is the surest way to help me survive too. Not to mention that Mashy just looks so adorable after all this time, that I can't help but want to support her anyway, you know?
I see. Thank you.
Of course, if you insist on keeping me in here, well, I can't blame you for that. But are you sure it's a good idea?
A good idea? Don't be preposterous. Of course I'm sure it's... No, wait. Hang on. What if...
Oh my, he's gone so pale. Scared of keeping an unknown element like me here in the heart of the operations. God, he's so easy to read.
I could have Holmes and Captain restrain him. But what if he's planted a bomb inside his body? There's something frightening about him that reminds me of a mercenary. He may have said he only wants to survive, but he's obviously not the least bit frightened about dying. I could easily see him blowing himself up and taking us all out with him. So then, the safest option would be... Alright, I suppose it would be the humane thing to do. Very well then, just this once. I'll grant you special permission to accompany Silkfrost. But be warned, this permission is contingent on you obeying every order we give you, without question. Refuse, and I won't hesitate to take whatever measures I deem necessary. Is that clear?
Okay, that's fair. If I die, I die. Works for me.
Okay then, let's get going. Shadow Porter, preparing to emerge. Everyone, hold on tight. As soon as we're safely back to reality space, let's go see what this newly remade world is like.
Oh my god, that was such a long chapter right there. Holy crap. Okay, so we're in the Western Fault Line. Alright, I'm gonna do an next time for that live stream for that. I'm probably gonna head out to bed. I'm gonna save up for more of an AP and stuff like that, so we get more of adventuring stuff. So I'll see you guys in the next part of the FGL live stream for tomorrow or some other days. We'll see about that. So, peace out and have a good night.